This segment is brought to you by Wilson Combat. Hey, Sergeant First Class Form, if you would, take us through the DSHK here. Now, one of the reasons I ask is I literally have not shot one of these or put my hands on one since the Q course in 1982. And I'd love to just be run through it again and for the folks at home.
Sure, well, real quick, this weapon system really came on the scene in about 1938. Of course, it saw operation in World War II and in Korea. And really, we kind of saved one of the cooler ones for last. You don't want to be on the receiving end of one of these bad boys. The cartridge is a 12.7 by 108 millimeter. It cycles at roughly 600 rounds per minute, and it's gas operated. Type of feed. So here you have a non-disintegrating, all right, but it's actually a split link, metallic link belt, all right? So it changes the way the weapon system operates a little bit. It's pretty interesting. This thing's effective out to 2,000 meters. If you take a look, there we go. All right, so if you take a look at inside the weapon system here, the way that it achieves battery is via locking flaps. Another thing that's kind of cool about this, here's your charging handle. It's actually a spent cartridge case. This one here on the rear end has a tendency to not work very well. Hook this in to the bolt. If you look,
You
on
see
top
the
of the
locking
bolt,
flaps, yep.
yeah, you see those locking flaps flare out. Now the weapon system's in battery, now it's safe to fire.
Yeah, like an RPD.
This is definitely one of those systems that you will see, of course, all over the Middle East.
Yeah, you see a lot of pictures and footage and whatnot, the Mujahideen and whatnot using these in Afghanistan.
Absolutely.
It's still widespread.
Very widespread. Of course, it was replaced by the NSV, and for good reason. I mean, this weapon system has there's a tremendous amount of energy that occurs when you fire it. If you take a look at the muzzle brake there, just the way that it's designed, you can see how it kicks all of that gas out to the side and really back at the shooter. It's not very fun to shoot, but then again, it is pretty cool.
It's unbelievable being near it with that muzzle brake and the muzzle blast.
If you've ever shot an M250 cal, which I know you have, it's like shooting 4 of them at the same time.
It is. It's unbelievable. It almost makes you wonder if it wouldn't be better off just taking it off altogether.
Yeah, we can give it a try.
Yeah. Well, thanks a lot. I can't wait to firing this baby up.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's cool about coming out here to Range 44, it's like a trip down memory lane for me. I was out here in early 1982. I was 18 years old at the time, going through the Special Forces qualification course, otherwise known as the Q course for short. And I remember we came out here for like a week. We had tents and whatnot over in those woods, and then one day we'd shoot like submachine gun, pistol. Next day we would shoot assault rifles and belt feds, and then we would do mortars. We all did them all in this range right here. And what's real interesting about it, it's kind of surreal for me to be back here 32 years later with my own television show and my knowledge and whatnot and my experience in small arms. And it really, in many ways, kind of all started here. I was in the guns prior to this, and of course disassembling them and whatnot in the light weapons course, but actually getting the trigger time to come out here and shoot these different small arms. At the time, one of my favorite, of course, was the Uzi, FNFAL, the Mag 58, which is still one of my favorites, as well as the FNFAL. My first real trigger time behind those guns occurred right here about 32 years ago or so, right here on Range 44. So really pretty cool. Glad you guys were able to come along for the ride, and we had a great time out here with the 18 Bravo crew. If you have any inclinations of you or your son or family member joining Special Forces, I highly recommend it. Obviously, it changed my life, and it can definitely change yours.